Hey guys, welcome back to Bendin Wrenches. We got another project in here. We had a friend of ours get a hold of us and was having a little bit of an issue with his 18 Silverado. Thinking we possibly need a starter here. It's got a nice click to her, so we figured we'd kind of show you the process. You know, test and see if you have a, you know, make sure the solenoid's working, doing all that good stuff. It's clicking, so we're assuming it's a starter, but I know these are really common for pigtail issues. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about here. What happens is the connection tends to, there the heck this thing is here. Let's see what we got here. So on the later model stuff here, they have a pigtail that goes and plugs right into the old starter there, rather than the old eyelet days. I mean, they still have it, but you know, let's plug it in and then you have a corrosion point. Real common for these trucks. It's the 14 and I think it's 14 and 19, and then the late model 5.3s, 6.2s, that type of stuff. So yeah, we're gonna take a look at that and give you kind of the rundown on how to figure that out too. So sounds like my helpers are wanting in, though I can hear them already fussing. There's our crew, so we got the, you know, see if they'll give us a paw here and see if we can get this wrapped up. So yeah, give you kind of a rundown of what's going on. All right, so what they did do, they did put a new battery in it, so we do know the battery's testing out good. So we're gonna go ahead and try starting it. You'll hear the click we're talking about. Again, usually it's an indicator that the solenoid is bad or the starter, something of that nature. So we'll take a gander from there. We'll get up on the hoist and hopefully we can get it squared away. He's got to get to work in the morning and hope we can help him out. So you always want to make sure you disconnect your battery, because when you're wiggling that starter around in there, you don't want that thing arcing or anything. So, kind of basic practice. All right, we got her up in the air, so we're going to kind of give you an idea where it's at. So it doesn't look too difficult to get out. The problem is that you got to drop the sway bar. A lot of guys don't realize that. So yeah, the old school days, it fit right out of there, but no, you know, they decided to make it so damn small. So we're gonna try weaseling around, but last thing we did, we had to get that out of the way. So let's get to the live action. One of the things I failed to mention, there is a right about there. So that little heat shield dude's 10 millimeter. You take him loose, you can kind of bend him out of the way. That'll let you free it up and drop it down. And then we should be able to get to our connectors. Again, we're fairly confident it's a whole starter issue or that connector. So realistically, what you do to test this though is take a test light, hook it to a ground, poke it in there and have somebody crank the key while it's, you know, the battery's hooked up and stuff. At least that way it'll give it a chance to, you know, show up there's 12 volts going down to it, multimeter, whatever, you know, something of that nature. But we're gonna go ahead and pull it down. Again, we're gonna pull that 10 millimeter out. A couple 13s, get it dropped down, and get her changed out. We'll get this 10 millimeter out of our way. Like I said, and then we'll get them 13s, we'll get her dropped down. All right, so we ended up pulling out this plastic piece here. There's another 10 millimeter tucked in there. we're able to get this unit down. So we're gonna stretch up in there. It's a 13 on the solenoid wire there, kind of hard to see. Yeah, right there. And once we get that down, the one plug for the solenoid should be ready to come out. Okay, well, it looks like I was wrong on this generation anyways, but I know the 07 to 13s for sure, you got to pull the sway bar down, but this little dude here, we were able to weasel out of here. Once you get them unplugged, kind of tight, but there's that goofy connector we were talking about rather than the old eyelet. So we're going to go ahead and get this thing changed around here and get her snapped back in. So I wanted to show you what to look for if you guys ever get into these things. So in there, that little peg tends to corrode. So I know I mentioned that earlier, but I wanted to kind of show you a little closer up. So if you ever need the connector, fortunately ours is good, so it saves them 40 bucks. But there's the GM part number for you. Save you the trouble next time looking it up. But that'll be on the 14 to, I think what are these, 18 Silverados? You know, Denali's, Yukons, all that stuff. So cool. Let's get her back in. The trick is to get the darn thing back in there the way you got it out. That's always the fun part. Because they don't give you a whole bunch of room here, guys. Once you get her up and over that sway bar, it usually kind of just falls in. Kind of like that, or falls out. There we go. All right, we're gonna get them wires hooked up here in just a hot second. All right, we got our wires all hooked up. We're gonna go ahead and put this bad boy back in there. I'm just gonna make sure them holes are good up there for the starter. It came out good. This is a fairly new truck. It's an 18. It's only got less than 100,000 miles on it, but you know, that's what you get, unfortunately. So let's get her in there. Okay, well, we got her all buttoned up under here. Got our solenoid wire plugged back in. Don't forget your little bolt there. And we also got that heat shield bolt on the side of the starter. And you want to bend this little guy back. You know, they just kind of move out of the way there. So I think we're going to go ahead and lower her down and hopefully she starts. Let's go for it. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and tighten down our battery post here. 10 millimeter. Like I said, my buddy there, my neighbor, he already tore all this stuff apart when he changed the battery, but that didn't take care of the problem. So, well, let's see what we got. I think we just got to throw it back in park, and let's see what happens. I would think that was the problem. What do you guys think? Not too shabby. See, anybody can do it. Thanks for tagging along, guys. I appreciate you. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Thanks again. Much appreciated.